What up, y'all? We're back with another episode of Fields of Growth. This is Ace Boogie. Okay, all right. So, it's International Women's Day, and it's getting kind of late. It's just been a really hectic day for me. Not really hectic, but I just been putting this off. So we're just gonna not make any excuses, right? And we're here making this video. So I want to kind of talk to you guys about anger, projection, women, hate, and just how we sometimes, instead of uplift and empower our fellow women, we kind of self-project our own fears, hatred, and insecurities onto the next woman and situation before even really taking the time to listen or get to know or even be open to seeing what it is that you may disagree with the next woman about, because we all are women and we all have that in common. So we can start there with our emotions and just see where we can grow. So I want to start by saying, anger and emotions are crazy, right? So because we really sometimes will hear a clip or see a little tweet or post about another girl and then just have all these different assumptions in our head about her or what she's done, where she's come from, what she's trying to say, instead of actually listening to what she's saying. So this was prompted by an interaction that I actually had on Twitter, a social network, and another social network. And so I was following a pretty big influencer, and this person was kind of just really talking bad about this young woman who has done nothing but just try to be there and uplift and share information to the community. It doesn't always, it's not like wrapped in a pretty package, but she gives it to you raw, real, and I have definitely appreciated all of her information and her insight as she talked about how we are black, white, Latino, or whatever our race is before our sexual orientation. So her particular comment was, you're black before you're gay or straight or anything else. You're black. You're an African American human being on this earth. And she was speaking for the U.S., even if this does pertain to, other countries. But here in the U.S., you're still black before you're gay and or a man or a woman or whatever your orientation or your identity is. You're still what you represent, so you can't necessarily hop out of that. And she just kind of got slandered for saying, being homophobic and all of these things, but it's not about being homophobic, or she was just making the point. But I don't want to get off that topic and just start going in that rabbit hole. But the young woman who was talking about her just was like, didn't even like, you could clearly see that she didn't listen or go back and say, well, I heard this about her or I read this, let me go and see what she's really talking about. Instead, she just kind of, like I said, started talking bad about her. And then the influencer also had made a post saying that she was doing she had a lot of clients who were dealing with closeted straight men, or closeted gay men, I should say, closeted gay men, and that it's really an issue out here. Not to say that they can't be gay, but to keep it secret is a problem, and to keep it secret is an issue that she was just running into a lot and she spoke on. So again, she was getting a lot of backlash, and the young lady, just took it upon herself that was just saying she's this, she's that, she's dangerous, she needs to just, all these things. And it's just not her, it's just a lot of different people. And I think it's because people do that because of self-hate. So I was on Twitter, right, like I said, and I'm, scrolling, reading the comments, because I'm the kind of person that wants to understand people's train of thoughts or other people's perspective on a comment. So I like on tweets, I read the comments just to see, because they're most of the time funnier than the tweet, or like more interesting than the actual post. There's the comments, right? We all know that. So I read the comments. And a young woman kind of asked her, like, why do you take your time out of your day to be this way or to say these mean things instead of take the same time out of your day to go listen and learn or appreciate what she's saying? And even if you don't agree with it, see where she's coming from, and instead of just spew hate on this person that you obviously don't know. And you think that, I guess, by talking down on them in some way would discourage other people from, listening. But it doesn't do that. It just exposes you for the animosity or anger or like whatever it is inside of you that's got you doing that. So for me, I responded to the young woman who asked her. I was like, it's a form of self-hate, really, because this woman, they both were African American, so they both have lots of things in common just off the bat of being an African American woman in America. So those things right there, they both had in common, and they both seemed to be, educated, and she didn't seem to be misinformed, or like, she couldn't get the access to the information, I should say. She could have been misinformed, but she wasn't just like, oh, well, obviously if you have this Twitter, you have this time, you could do something else with it. So she seemed, and even with what I got from some of her surrounding posts, she had a good head on her shoulders. But instead of taking the time to, instead of project whatever insecurities she has about herself or whatever she's been told or whatever others have told her or told herself, or responded to her, like maybe they just have been responding to her in this way, and throughout her life. So they project that anger, that negativity. This is my first response. I'm just going to talk down. I'm going to bad talk. I'm going to try to smudge or throw dirt on somebody's name, and maybe in hopes to get, like I said, people not to listen, or maybe better light on my name just by thinking I'm saying something mean, and that's just like, ooh, like, I don't know. So I was responding to the young woman who was just saying, like, why are you even taking time out of your day? And I said, it's just a form of self-hate. Like, at the end of the day, it's a form of self-hate, because she doesn't love herself and understand herself enough to know that she doesn't have to do that. Even if she does disagree with what the influencer was saying, she doesn't have to be one of those people out here bashing and clearly bashing on something that you don't know the full context, or you don't know this person well enough to even be saying these things. So it's like, you didn't take the time to listen. You're just seeing these little bits and pieces, like we do when we get from social media. We just get these little bits and pieces, and the little bits and pieces that you've got, you just form this opinion enough to attack this person. And I think that's happened so many times, not just with this instance in her, but through all celebrities and influencers and people in higher light. we want to take the let's bash this person, let's talk down about bad about this person. And I think of the Kardashians or the people that just come to my mind right now, because we all have an opinion about them, right? Like, and we don't feel like we shouldn't share our opinion because they shared their life with us, right? But for me, I just never understood getting on these social sites talking bad about Kim, Chloe, or whoever. Like, my favorite is Courtney and Kendall, but I've never talked about bad about like Kylie or all that, whatever, because there's some people that really like her for whatever reason. I'm not a fan of them. I see the negative aspects, and I see the bomb business aspects. I see the hustler mentality. I see a lot of different things when I look at them. But I wouldn't just get up there and bash and bash and bash. If I talk bad about somebody, it may be something that I've like been hurt about. So sometimes I will get like, if you know me personally, I'll have like moments where I criticize the black male. But I'm also learning to be patient with them, and I'm also learning to know that they have a void, they have a disadvantage, and I have to be willing to see that, and just know that that's not good to talk bad about, you know, your own kings, your own kind as well. So that's another reason why I'm making this, because again, we're growing together and we're learning things together, and this is not something that I'm just perfect at. That's, you know, that's why I'm talking about it. No, it's something that I also deal with. I just do it on different things because that's something that hurts me. I feel like we've just been let down, and they've been let down, and it's just been this cycle, and we need to come together as a community to fix that. Personally, that's something that I see, because they need a safe space. They need more examples, and they just need, we as a whole need our own place that we feel proud to be a part of, and protected and free in as well. So yeah, but to get back on track and topic, so it just all boils down to, you know, me and her, she was exchanging words, and we were going back and forth, and I was trying to be as positive and not sarcastic, as petty as possible, because, you know, I can be very like, do you really want to get into this Twitter war with me right now? Like, no, we don't. I know I'm too grown for that, but I see that she just started attacking me. Like, that was her next go-to, which was to attack me. And it's like, I didn't say that to attack you. I didn't say that. I can explain to you, and I explained to her why I said it, because it was like, you clearly don't or didn't listen to this young woman. So then you just gave a piece of an opinion that was misguided. And that's a form of self-hate, when you can look at someone who is like you, looks like you can relate to, and you still choose to find the smallest or the fictionist of things, because it wasn't even the case. It was just like the smallest something that would trigger you because you've been a victim, or, you know, had people project their emotions onto you, that you turn around and do it to the next person. And or you just been so hurt by this that you feel like this is something that you can just talk about, because, you know, that happens too. But I feel like in her case, it was a form of self-hate. It was like, I see this person who I admire truly, in my opinion. I admire something about her to speak her truth, and now it's giving me enough like unsettling feeling to where now I'm gonna try to speak my truth against her, and that'd be my truth. And now I'm on top because I said something to damage her. And like I said, that doesn't ever really work out the way that hurt person is thinking, and that hurt setting is going. Like, what do you really get out of talking bad about someone that you don't know? because I was trying to have a conversation with her, you know, like, hey, I don't know you. You right, I don't know you. But I'm still trying to have a conversation and get you to see that why that was a self-hate moment, because you could have taken that same energy and time to go and look into some other things that she said before you start talking bad. Actually listen to a live or two, or try to find the full clip, or read the comments of others who have, like, yeah, social media, the information is there, is all I'm saying. Like, the information, the correct information is there, but sometimes we just rather hide behind false truths to make ourselves happier, because at the end of the day, maybe she felt some type of gratification of just like, I'm out here stirring up people, or maybe she feel like I'm out here just using my voice, but it really was like, dang girl, this is kind of like a curse on you, or not like I'm saying in it like a, ooh, you're cursed, but like, words are powerful, and you're sitting out here all the time just spewing out this negativity about someone who was wrong. Like, you're spewing out this negativity about someone who, and it's wrong, and eventually that's going to catch up to you. Eventually that pattern, and even it may not be that situation or that specific person, but eventually that pattern and behavior is going to catch up to you, because people are so comfortable with doing it all the time, not just when it comes to influencers on social media. You do it with your family members and your friends, but with your family members and your friends, it's even worse when you don't take the time out to talk to them and get to that understanding, because you do know them, and you can get to that middle ground if you commit to the communication and commit to the emotional maturity of, hey, this is somebody that I do love and I do care about, so I need to open my mind. I need to be more solid and secure, and not just wishy-washy with my emotions and feelings because we don't agree right now. But like I said, it's just like ridiculous when you do it with someone that you don't know, because you can never really, like, if you don't take the time to do the research on that individual that you just feel like you just know so much about before, or you know a little bit about before you just start spewing these things about these bad phrases or comments and stuff about them, then you just look like a hater. And I mean, if that, you feel like that's your call in life, okay, I think you need to talk to the Lord. I think there's a higher purpose for you, but somebody's got to be out here in the basement, and haters as well. But I wanted more for her. I wanted her to see that you don't have to feel so offended that you talk bad, and then when someone calls you on that trauma, that healing place in your life, that's not coming as an attack either. That's just coming as like, hey, because I could have been like, you know, she's just insecure, she ain't this, she ain't that, blah 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 blah. But I was just, that's a form of self-hate. That's a form of, she doesn't understand and wasn't heard, so she's not going to understand and hear someone else, and instead try to snuff their life because she felt like something in her was snuffed. And again, this is just my personal opinion, but that's just how it was coming off, because there was really no need for it. There was no need for it. And the few people, I guess, who agreed with her were also, in my eyes, just like, hey, like, I don't want to take the time to really get to know the truth. I just rather sit on the outside and talk shit. But I guess, like I said, that's what keeps her, or made her feel like, hey. But we've got to stop doing that, guys. We've got to stop projecting our insecurities and our anger and shortcomings off onto the next person. We've got to stop doing that. Because we're not gonna grow like that. We're not going to ever come to a mature emotional place, I keep saying that, to prosper and thrive out here if we hold on to those trauma responses of projection and anger, and especially woman to woman, because it is already hard out here, and we have we are so powerful, and we have so many what's the word? Capabilities. Like, we are phenomenal. We bring life. Like, we are just endless when it comes to what we can do. And instead of tearing the next woman down, we need to be uplifting, because we have to be the light and grow. We have to. It's not an option. And I say that with love. Like, I don't say that like to be a bad thing, or like, ooh, but what do we need more? What does the world need more? Darkness? What does the world need more? Hate? What does the world need more of any of the things that bring you pain? So don't be out here reciprocating that just with ease. I mean, we all may slip up, but this was intentional. I feel like this today, and I'm about to take it out, and y'all gonna see this today. And it was just like, and people do that on Instagram. They do it everywhere. We are so quick to cancel and do all the things without taking the time to really see what's up. Now, I've never canceled anybody. No, Tory Lanez, I kind of canceled him slick, because I don't really play his shit no more, and I just felt like the timing and everything about that was just disrespectful. Like, that nigga was on some, like, yeah, somebody need to go talk to him, because he's definitely misguided out here. He's definitely thinking real wrong, because that was just, I mean, we don't really know what happened, but the timing of the album, the songs, just did not rub me right. So, yeah, but that just means he needs to grow. That means he needs some healing. That's what I see. Not that he's just a lost cause, because he has talent, obviously. But hurt people, and we've got to stop that cycle and become hurt people who heal and help others who are hurt heal as well. I don't know how to make it sound like something, but that's just what it is. So I'm gonna cut this one short right here. It's not really short because this is almost 25 minutes, but I'm just gonna wrap it up. Remember, it's a movement. Amen and ashe.